Well, what's up, everyone? I want to thank you guys for joining me today. This is Nelson, and I thank you guys for watching and also for liking these videos, and not just watching and liking them, but use the information that you get. Use it. Here's a question that I have for you. For most men, we don't have a regular 9 to 5 job. We don't have a regular 9 to 5. Most of us, we started before 9 and we ended after 5. We started before 9, ended after 5. For me, sometimes I don't even know what my day tomorrow is going to be like. I can't even make plans to say, well, okay, I'll be home by 3 and then we're going to go and do that. You see, I can if I want to. All I have to do is to learn to say no, which is one of the good character that you need to display or adapt so that you can find yourself taking care of yourself. You can find yourself stopping and smelling the roses. Here's the question though. For most of us that are so busy in life, how do you balance work and your personal life? How do you balance work and your personal life? Does it really have to get to the point like this says, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to make some changes in your life? Does it really get to that point? Does it really get to the point where your back is now against the wall and here you come out scratching, fighting, and try to save your life? Does it have to get to that point? What would it take for you to make some changes in your life today, to change the way you take care of yourself personally, to change some habits in your life that is causing you to live a very unpleasant life? I have to raise both of my hands because I've been there, done that. It's all about work. It's all about the bills. It's all about the money. It's all about how much more can I do so that I can have more coming in. There is nothing wrong with having as much as you can. There is nothing wrong with having as much millions as you want. There's nothing wrong with having a nice house. There is nothing wrong with driving the best car. But here's the thing. There must be a balance in life, because what good it is, just like my parents back in the days when we began to work and we can do for our family, for our parents, for we begin to buy those nice comforters and the pillowcase and those nightgowns, and we begin to send them home and give it to my mom, and they'll buy the biggest trunk and they'll take all this stuff and they'll stuff them in there. They never use them. They say it's for when someone gets sick or someone goes to the hospital, and they never used to get sick like that. And after a while, it's like all these things begin to dry rot. It's like it doesn't have any use anymore because you can't dry yourself with the towel. It's begin to fall apart. They're being there so long. Why not use them while you can? Why not enjoy them while you can? It doesn't make any sense that you lay in a bed and get dressed up every day. You know, the curtain is closed because you're sick and you can't go outside. What good is that? You got to use it right now while you can. Smell the roses while you can. But there's so many of us has missed the point in life because we have been taught so many things when it comes to our manhood. You got to work your fingers to the bones. You don't. If you don't work, you don't eat. By the sweat of your brow, you got to work. You got to work, work, work. You got to work so hard to the point that we begin to live our life that way, to the point where we begin to ignore our well-being. We begin to make sure everyone else is okay before we look at ourselves. We got to make sure everyone else is taken care of, and then we take care of ourselves after that. You know what? Like they said, if the plane is going down, if you're facing turbulence, put the mask on your face first. How many of us put the mask on our face first? How many of us, when we get paid, we go out and we buy a nice pair of sneakers? How many of us, we treat ourselves to a cup of coffee besides taking our coffee to work to keep us awake so that we can work, 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 and work more? How many of us really take care of ourselves without someone have to encourage us, or you need to go and buy something for yourself, or you need to go? How many of us take care of ourselves, prioritize when it comes to our life? If you are not prioritized and get yourself at the top of the list, there's nothing wrong with that. Look, it might seem like it's selfish, but I always said, if you can't do for yourself, if you're not good enough for yourself, you won't be good enough for anyone else. If your health doesn't come first, how can you help someone else? If your health, if you're always sick, you can't help no one else. But if you take care of yourself, there's a possibility that you can help those around you. But so often we begin to help everyone else and ignoring ourselves. They see that, like for me, with my tooth, I was just thinking about work, work, work. Oh, I want another day, get another day in, and then I'll go to the dentist later and all that. And then it end up into it becomes an abscess to the point that I have to have surgery. So I asked myself, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? I began to make some changes in life. And I'm not going to allow myself to get to that place like they said, you're being sick and tired of being sick and tired for you to make changes. You know, you learn as you go along in life. You learn from your mistake. You learn as you go along. And I don't blame anyone. I'm so grateful because everything that happened in my life, I've learned now to see the silver lining behind it. I've learned to see the good in all of it so that I can use that as stepping stone to go to the next level. But if I'm complaining and murmuring, I will miss the nuggets, that I will miss the lesson in all the things that I've just facing. But when I begin to see the good in everything, when I begin to change the way I think, I begin to change my mindset. I begin to renew my mind so I can see the good in everything. And I take those pieces and I use them as stepping stone, and it takes me to another level. Now I can prioritize, how do I eat? How do I exercise? How do I find time, that quiet time to meditate? How do I find time for the family? How do I find time to make sure that my mood is right? How do I find time to make sure that I'm strong enough so that I can help someone else? If I'm no good for myself, I'm not no good to myself, how can I help someone else? But a lot of times people would think that that's selfish. All you do is think about yourself. But you know what? If I'm not selfish enough to think about myself, my health, and my well-being, how can I help you? If both of us are sinking, if both of us are going down, how can we help each other? And for most men, they find themselves taking care of everything else and ignoring their health. They're ignoring their health. They're ignoring taking care of themselves. They don't even exercise. They get to the point where they get home and they're so tired, you sit on the chair. Hey, I can raise my hand. You sit on the chair, and next thing you know, bam, you fall asleep. How can you have a conversation with your family when you're so tired? How can you have a conversation with them? How can you spend intimate time with your significant one when you are so tired? You just fall asleep because of the long days. You got to learn how to say no at time. You got to learn to prioritize. And in that, you got to learn to say no. You got to be bold enough and courageous enough to walk away. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when you have enough. Yes, they might want you to do something else, and it might be another $200 or $300 involved in that. But if you continue to go that way, look at what you're going to be doing to yourself. Look at how you get the things that you're going to be missing out on. You get home, you're so tired. The moment you put your bag down or you sit down or you take a shower, you out. And the next thing you know, the alarm is going off and you got to get up and go out again the next day. How are you living? Like they said in Living Color, in Living Colors, are you living large? In Living Colors. How are you living? How are you balancing work and your personal life? Most people don't even have insurance. Most people don't even take care of themselves. They don't even buy one of those things where the floss, the water floss that you take care of your teeth and all this. Most people don't even have a pair of walking shoes that they go out and they walk, and you got to call them out. You got to force them out. You have to be able to see the importance of you and your health and your well-being so that you begin to start making changes in your life. Again, how are you balancing work and your personal life? How are you? You can watch the other man having fun across the street. You can watch him driving all the nice cars and going out and eating, traveling and taking those cruises. But if you're not taking care of yourself, you won't be able to enjoy none of that. You won't be able to enjoy none of that. I know I stumbled there a little bit, but I got it out. And I'm not going to edit it out. So again, you got to start prioritizing, taking care of yourself. Be bold enough and courageous enough to start making those changes. And you're going to hear me talk about this more and more. Even over there on my YouTube channel, go to Nelson Robinson Sr. HOH, and you will see videos over there. I'm going to start pushing those over there because I know our man, one of our most important thing is our family. We want to make sure that they're okay. But if you're not taking care of yourself, you won't be good to anyone. You got to make changes in life. You got to start making changes in life. Again, this is Nelson. I love you guys. Peace. Until next time, we out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and invite other people to go over there and check it out. Again, talk to me. How do you prioritize? How do you find a balance? I should say, how do you balance work and life? I want to hear from you. You can drop me a line. The email address will be right there, or even put it in the comments. I want to read it. I want to respond to you. I want to hear from you. Until next time, peace, and we out.